Many organizations think about strategy in an idiosyncratic way. What I mean thereby is that they only see their own organization pretty much in isolation. What we require instead is an integrated model of strategy where organizations see themselves as part of a bigger system, where they ask themselves the question, how can we achieve impact when we work alongside others? How do you get there? Let's check it out together. Systems thinking requires from changemakers to position themselves as part of a bigger picture. Alyssa McDonald-Bärtl, the founder of the Cacao Academy, is a great example of how to do that successfully. Starting off as a cacao farmer herself, she soon realized there was only so much that she could do by growing her own business. What she chose to do instead is become an educator who transmits knowledge about sustainable cacao production to others, and a policy influencer who advises regulators on how to foster such practices by means of improving international standards. How did Liz get there? Well, the first stage in this transition is the formulation of the social problem the entrepreneur seeks to address. The Sustainable Development Goals are a good reference frame to do this, but they also bear the risk of catch-all approaches. What problem solvers should do instead is pick their SDG and then define in a focused way how they want to contribute to it. In Liz's case, responsible production was the main reference point. The second stage is about positioning yourself. The aim here is to find the unique contribution you can make relative to what others are doing. The Social Economy Canvas developed by the European Commission's Joint Research Centre is a great tool that can help you do so. Relevant other actors can come from a variety of areas, including business, academia, policy, and civil society. In Liz's case, and that of the Cacao Academy, a relevant civil society organization is the Voice Network, the biggest and most influential NGO in the cacao industry. On the corporate side, big chocolate and food producers are important conversation partners. In academia, it is sustainability scientists who provide relevant evidence. These can be natural scientists doing research in plant ecology, as well as social scientists working on poverty alleviation, supply chains, or human rights, for example. On the policy side, standard-setting authorities are particularly relevant. Building on this positioning, entrepreneurs and organizational leaders can specify their own solution. This is often referred to as their theory of change. As mentioned at the beginning, Liz realized that her impact on sustainability practices as a successful yet single entrepreneur was limited. So she shifted from producing and selling chocolate bars to scaling sustainable practices through education for farmers and through pushing for her own practices to become standards in big business and policy. The theory of change then needs to translate into success metrics. In the case of the Cacao Academy, among many others, such metrics would revolve around the question whether broader sustainability narratives and public awareness have been affected, or whether the big industry players have implemented changes in their supply chains. What follows last are two interlocking steps. Social ventures would calibrate business and impact components within their organizations, parts of which may be more concerned with operating profitably, while others would prioritize impact work, although it does not generate any financial returns. This will affect relations to investors and finance. Some activities will need to be based on a grant or sponsorship model where money and support are given to a worthy cause without any expectations of returns. Liz advocacy work and campaigning might fall into this category. At the same time, there could be financially profitable components like the selling of produce. And finally, some components would lie somewhere in between and depend on a hybrid revenue model based on, for example, donations, earned income, and state subsidies. In research, we actually see that many social ventures occupy this hybrid position. So this is how ventures and their leaders, who want to make a positive contribution to the world, can choose to scale their impact. Doing so successfully will often require taking a bird's view on problems and other actors alike, in order to define your unique value added and the biggest levers for systems change.